Well, hello and welcome and welcome and hello and hello and welcome, welcome and hello and hello and welcome. My name is DannyDealz. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Of course, it is December 5th, 2023, coming to you from my home base this evening. Very busy day down at the office, busy day out on the tennis courts, just taking care of business. People like to say, young, glamorous people, that they work hard and they play hard. Well, I think it's stupid. Those are the same people wearing those brown felt safari hats around with fancy shoes, thinking they're better than me, looking down at DannyDealz. Anyway, guys, coming at you late with a live stream. Just wanted to talk to you about what's been going on this week with the Sofi stock? Exciting times. People are talking about a run. Is it going to go to 12? Is it going to go to 15? Well, hold your horses there, partner, because we don't really know what this stock is going to do exactly. We know that essentially the stock average, um, the stock is seriously primed to break out. Just pushed out of a channel. I've been telling you for a long time that all the price action below $8.25 was somewhat artificial. Now, people are saying, okay, it's not going to short squeeze. I keep hearing this on YouTube. There's not going to be any short squeeze. There's not going to be any short squeeze because all of this is short long. All of this is hedging activity. But guys, what happens? I mean, use common sense. When short longs want to cover up a short position with their long shares, they basically deplete their long shares. And if they want to be long the stock, which I think a lot of smart money does, then they have to rebuy the shares. So it's buying pressure one way or another. And people are saying, okay, it's not going to be, a violent short squeeze like, so many other stocks have been, but what I'd say is the short went in like the last month or so from 90 million shares now to as high as 160 million shares on loan. Hey, what's up, guys? I know that not that many people are in this live stream. A couple of people have remarked to me that they, could never join in on a live stream because they were at work. So I did this one on kind of an odd time. Just didn't have the time, energy, wherewithal, ideas, intellect, etc. To go live earlier. But C Bars here, Flint Creek Soap Company's here. Yes, I'm here with your bedtime story. I am going to, it's like, do you want to hear the rest or not? There's a beautiful princess. And so Sebastian Cario is here. Love your channel. Thank you, Sebastian. But so when these guys went from borrowing, as few as 70 million, but I think it was just about a month ago they were borrowing 90 million. Um, so shares on loan, guys, look at this. End of September, 82 million. Today it says 152 million. That's not accurate. It's actually higher than that. So if you go just oh boy, end of October, it's under 100 million still, dips back down. So basically in the last 4 to 5 weeks, they have borrowed an additional 60 million shares. Now, we only have 7 weeks left until the earnings report that's going to show that sweet gap net profit drops. So if you talk about just getting back to where they were a month ago, they're going to have to cover up 10 million shares a week. That is going to add significant buying pressure. It may not be a short squeeze, but it will certainly put upward price pressure on the stock. And guys, this thing is not going to go to 15 by the end of the month, but it very well could go to 10 by the end of the month. And I'll tell you why I think that, guys. It's because the options are weak. The shorts are weak sauce turds, and they don't have the minerals to push on the stock. I think some of the bosses at some of these two-bit, third-rate, second-tier douchebag hedge funds finally got a hold of some of these guys, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" This company continues to turn in good results, and I know it was popular to short them, a year ago, but you guys are a little bit out of sync. And if you look at, guys, this stock has always traded a certain way. There's only been a couple of periods where they've completely killed the volume. One is here from sort of late March to, I don't know, end of April. And the other one has been basically since that massive pump and dump from 2 quarters ER ago. So from, August 9 to about end of October, there was really no volume in this stock for 2 months. And this is when the short has really dug in after that, right in this area here. Early November, very, very stupid. They started resharting again here mid-November. Again, in my estimation, in my humble opinion, very, very stupid, very arrogant. And remember, all of these shorts are playing with other people's money. The people on the websites, the stock twits, the yahoos that claim they're short like 100, these are mentally ill people who place no value on their time. They have no jobs. They have no money. They have no margin account to short the stock. Look at the statistics on retail shorts. There are no freaking retail shorts. It's all bullshit. It's like don't pass betters and craps. You almost never see one in person. And when you do, they're always ugly people. They're always, smoking. They're always with some woman who's well past her prime, who still looks like she doesn't want to be there. They're always a horrible person. Maybe they have like a money belt, bad hair plugs, inexpensive hair plugs. That's what you get with a don't pass better. I don't know where I was going with any of this, guys. Wanted to cover a few issues. So talked about the short. So it's like short, long. Yes, they can cover up with shares that they own, but if they want to be long, as they were, and why they were hedging, they have to replenish those shares. So they have to buy back shares. So if you want to get back to 90 million, again, you have to cover up about 10 million shares a week. Now I want to talk about Anthony Noto. I would like to talk about Anthony Noto. By the way, guys, it's un poco boss. I'm coming at you from a cheap laptop and a TV tray here in my bunker in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, deep inside the mountains. In front of my lake. I caught some catfish that we had for dinner, fried it up here. I'm in my overalls. I was smoking a corncob pipe just a little bit ago. Took the old hound dogs down to the old local five and dime. Got us. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm actually at my beachside bungalow with Princess J. She's probably annoying the hell out of her because I never do these from home. But guys, I wanted to touch base with you, just basically clear my head, clear all these demons, these stock demons that run around checking my notes on my trusty piece of paper here. So they asked Lapointe, I heard Noto and Lapointe. I heard this investor conference. Everybody had their interpretation. The first takeaway is they said we are on track to make a net profit. And we're already over 2 months, 2 months and a week into the quarter. So they know they're going to make the net profit. If they weren't going to make it, if there was any chance they wouldn't make it, they would be hedging. Why aren't they reforming credit cards right now? Why aren't they taking losses? Why aren't they taking write downs? The point is because the fix is in, because they want to guarantee that gap net profit this quarter. Guys, sorry, I'm on a laptop. I don't have my normal like 5 computers I have at work. At my office, I have different screens, touch screens. I can see all the comments. So here I can only take a quick look here once in a while. Who's here? RB Broski. C-Bar Engineering's here. What's up, C-Bar? Sebastian said hello. What's up, Drek? No worries, brother. Thanks for watching. Manny's here. What's up? How's things going in Chicago, the second city, the Windy City? I actually have business in Chicago, and we are going to be out there soon. I know Princess Jade does not believe that because I'm not the best person at traveling. I'm kind of a stick in the mud, a sack of shit, a turd in the punch bowl, an aging douchebag, she might say. But no, she's got too much class to say something like that. But still, I feel for the woman. I don't know, guys. I got to travel. Got to get out to Chicago. Got to get out to the islands. Got to get out where people go. Young, exciting people. I tend to be neither, but I need to be both. Got to get my act together. Anyway, guys, doesn't have that much to do with this live stream. Phones, gee, yes, it is late night. Good vibes, guys. I just can't sleep without talking to you turds. You're just very important to me. All your emojis and your stupid pictures. You guys are probably mostly psychotic teenagers. But anyway, Sebastian Cairo, good to see you guys. I really don't know how many people are here. It looks like 34 people. God, what's wrong with you guys? Anyway, I want to go through basically looking at the volume, guys. Volume's bullish. Um, 30 million shares today. Would have liked to see high 30s, but it's not too bad. For the algo really to lock on, they have to hold the stock down to, I don't know, 22 million tops. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. And you guys can see what I'm talking about here. This big period of flat, uniform volume. I call it on the daily the shallow punch bowl pattern. It's just volume at the beginning, volume at the end, and then this sort of flat walk shape. Like you're going to make yourself a nice stir fry. You're going to cut some vegetables up, maybe a little 5 Chinese spices. You got to get the fresh ginger. You got to do your thing. You want to add a little pizzazz? Add a little coconut milk in there. You know, add a little lime zest. Do what you got to do. Don't be a big fathead. I haven't had a hamburger in 3 days. Crying like a baby. I'm supposed to not eat a burger for a month. It's like, somebody asked me to live under apartheid or something. That's what it's like to be a toper. That's what it's like to be a big fathead. Anyway, guys, I'm off on a tangent. What else is new? Guys, they're talking about us on Zacks. They're talking about SoFi. They're talking about Kathy Wood buying the stock almost every day. Best growth stocks. I haven't paid for this 2-bit sack of shit research report, and I'm not going to because I can do more research while I dream than these young 2-bit Giovanni Ribisi wannabes could ever do in their entire lives. Guys, SoFi shuts down crypto. Now, there's a lot of FUD around that. That's a good thing, guys. It's a nothing part of the business. We don't need that part of the business. It doesn't help anybody get their money right. The only people that make money on crypto is Elon Musk and stock motherfucking Mo. Okay, selling those Ethereum baseball caps or whatever the fuck he does, Tesla cat keychain. I don't know what these guys are selling you, but SoFi doesn't need to sell it. SoFi has a real product to sell. They don't need to sell you snake oil. I'm not against crypto. If you're doing well in Bitcoin, God bless. Salud. Hey, come on, yeah, to quote Johnny Two Times or whoever that was from Goodfellas. But the point is this. SoFi is a bank. SoFi is a chartered bank. And, you see this with not only that SBF guy, but then this Juju guy with the, crazy bug-eyed guy, and he's under arrest now. Everybody that gets around crypto's under arrest. When are they going to jail Tom Brady? When are they going to jail Kim Kardashian? When are they going to jail people that are just pumping this? I think Meet Kevin's still a free man. I mean, these guys that were taking this money from FTX, and then, I'm not saying they knew anything, but the point is, SoFi does not need the stink of crypto on them. It's like Michael Corleone said. He's like, in 5 years, the family business is going to be totally legitimate, Kay. It's like, I don't believe you, Michael. Oh, my parents are from Connecticut. They said I should have never measured. You're just swore the Italian gangster. And I was like, Kay, this one time, I'm going to tell you about my business. She's like, I don't want to hear it. This dialogue's boring. This movie's gone on forever. Why are we in Lake Tahoe all the time? Kill Fredo already. Get this shit over with. I can't watch anymore. Oh, I love it. Anyway, who does a young Diane Keaton impression? Who gives you that besides Poco Mas? I often give you a little bit more of something you didn't even want in the first place. Never even knew you wanted, and once you hear it, you know for sure you didn't want it. Anyway, they asked Lapointe about a dividend. If you heard this investor Q&A, he kind of scoffed. He's like, if that ever becomes applicable to us, we're going to do it. But I just want to call out Anthony Noto. Your answers are too canned. They're too careful. They're too controlled. They're too contrived. They're too rehearsed. There's just too much. The hair, just the finely tuned, expensive Botox, perhaps a mini facelift. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing with those skin treatments. Clearly, DannyDealz can't afford it. My head looks like a road map of Bangladesh. Anthony Noto's over there with a team of anestheticians, pumping him full of Botox and financial data. Well, he's getting his nails done. He's getting no polish mani-pedi. What's DannyDealz getting? DannyDealz getting the cold shoulder, short end of the stick. I won't have it, folks. I really don't know where I'm going with this live stream. If anybody's still watching, I'd be surprised. Can we trust Noto? Yes, we can trust Noto, but I do not trust any man that's that pretty. It's like trusting a skinny cook. I mean, I know the guy was an Army Ranger. I know he was like an all-American football player, but he's a good salesman. He's too canned. There's no humor. There's not enough authenticity. And my point being, there's not a sense of urgency. People were asking about, are we going to grow internationally? They're asking him these questions. Anthony Noto's like, I hear you. He didn't even, at least he didn't hit us with the goddamn thing about 8 straight quarters of adjusted EBITDA. Fuck you, Tony Notes. No, I like Noto, but I've had enough of him repeating the same shit. I know there's a lot of new people hearing it, but I've had enough. He's talking about, okay, we hear you on level 1 options. And I know future investing Tanner, who I love, check out his channel. I'm sure all of you guys are subscribers already. But he's talking about how his source is saying they're not even going to put on level 1 options until 2025. How can you call yourself this innovator, this tech stack? Integrate with Galileo already. Build the goddamn module. Don't you pay a bunch of engineers? What are we doing out in Orem, Utah? We're not drinking. There's no prostitutes out there. You can only buy liquor for like 1 hour a week, and it's watered down. So what are these guys doing out in Utah? I don't know. I don't know, but I'll tell you what they're not doing. They're not building us a module for level 1 options that we have online. So we're not competing with Robinhood. We're not competing with anybody. Kind of got our cranks in our hand. Noto's like, I hear you. I hear you on social media. I hear you everywhere. Where's the sense of urgency? Why are we not talking about active business banking? Why are we not talking about a full-scale push into Latin America, trying to take some of that sweet, sweet new bank money? Why are we not talking about the credit card issue that business is hemorrhaging money? I know it's small, I know but let's talk about it. Why are we not getting more specificity on the loans, in terms of the FUD that the Chia Pet and his four-head or five-head the bologna sandwich, David Bologna, big, the big Bologna head. These guys are talking about their entire argument in the last note, Chiavarini, was that basically, they're selling loans, the gain on sale margin, but the deal puts them on the hook for some of the risk should the loans default past a certain point. He's like, the risk is capped. They're not saying how much it's capped. Just give us the numbers. Give us the details of these deals, good or bad. This should be public information. These deals should be, not opaque. These deals should be transparent. I think they'll over deliver again too, Fawns G. Hello there. Good evening. What's up? Good evening. Anthony Walker. Yes, we can absolutely trust him, but we trust him a little too much. It's just a little too cute by half. I just want to see some more authentic answers. I want to see some honest information. If options aren't going to be here for another year, just tell us that. Been teasing options now for a year and a half. It's like the guy who said, when dark mode every 5 minutes on Stock Twits. When dark mode? When dark mode? I don't know. Stop asking. People who know can't say. None of us know. So shut the fuck up. Anyway, guys, again, I don't know exactly where I'm going. People are saying, is this going to again bounce off the top line resistance? Absolutely not, because we've broken through the 50-day. All types of new things are happening, guys. ARK's buying almost every day. Geo just bought like 1 million shares. I mean, that was a little while ago. We just saw the filing. But if this thing gets pushed down, retail's buying all those dips. What I was talking about, there has been absolutely no consolidation off this bottom line. The last time this thing even tried to consolidate was here, and that's almost nothing. The consolidation has only come at the top. Ever since this point, guys, and especially anything under 825, this is mechanics trading. Look at this 45-degree angle coming in, this 45-degree angle coming out. This was just just absolute bullshit. They're borrowing shares, they're returning shares. I mean, think about it. Yesterday, they borrowed 10 million shares to hold the price down under 12. The short longs flip overnight, return the 10 million shares. So, basically, it's supposed to be flat on the day. But that's not what's actually happening, guys. It takes them 2 days to catch up with this start bullshit. I mean, look at what they're doing yesterday, guys. So just massive shorting in the morning, and then boom, return it all overnight. Today, they're saying they're returning 2 million shares. Does that add up, guys? Does that add up? Absolutely not. Maximum pain, if you look at my favorite website just to show the simple calculations, maximum-pain.com. Yesterday, max pain was $7. Max pain 750. People ask me, what is a simple explanation of maximum pain? A very simple explanation of maximum pain is where options buyers are going to lose the most money if the stock closes at that price. It's basically where option sellers do the best. That's the best way I can describe it. This site breaks it down into 750. Of course, in actuality, max pain is not at a 50-cent increment. It's infinitely variable, as they say, as some of my engineering friends might say. Open interest. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Um, Volume there, you can see calls are overwhelming on a cash basis. Again, calls totally overwhelming puts. This is what I mean when I say shorts are weak sauce turds and they don't have the minerals. They don't even believe their own bullshit. You think the bologna sandwich, when he's renting out his five head as a supplemental emergency movie screen down at the local drive-in movie to show disaster preparedness videos to impressionable high school kids, do you think he believes that these slight adjustments to the risk sharing agreement in these loan sale packages with these favorable gain on sale margins, do you think that detail really makes the difference between a stock being worth $15 or $4 or $12 and $3? That's what I can't do. I can't connect the dots. I say, okay, even if I am a total moron, even if I have an IQ, say, around a dozen, even if I'm stupid enough to believe that someone of the ilk of a chia pet or a bologna sandwich is actually trying to tell the truth, even if I'm so stupid and naive that I believe that, how do their assertions, even if we accept them at face value as 100% true, how are those assertions lead to their valuations, lead to their target price? For instance, if you're the Chia Pet and your target price on the SoFi stock is $3, so you're saying the entire company is worth, high 2 billions, essentially 1x next year's sales on a company growing the top line at 35%. Excellent margins, about to be profitable. I mean, he keeps revising. He keeps revising his numbers for like Q4 2024 downward. There's going to be this pressure on the stock. There's going to be that pressure on the stock. But he never does the math. He never says why the technology side is worth less than zero. How is this company worth less than the book value? You had LaPointe out in the investor conference. He's talking about for every $100 million of intangible book value we add to the company, we can make $800 million in additional loans on our books. I mean, nothing the Chia Pet said in Q2 came to pass, did it? He attached his thesis to this boilerplate legalese statement in the ER that was like something that's like cut and paste lawyer jargon that said, if our business doesn't go well, we may need to raise money at unfavorable terms, and that could result in dilution. And he put that in his analysis as if it was some kind of talking point, as if it's a thing. Oh, are these people living their best life? Is this what they dreamed of doing when they're a little kid? Like, what do you want to be, Billy, when you grow up? I want to be a fireman to help people. And what do you want to be, Chia Pet? They're like, well, I want to mislead people who are impressionable and don't know anything about stocks by giving them a big word salad and trying to get them to dump their shares at the low. Like, oh, That's quite a dream for a 5-year-old. And you bologna sandwich? He's like, well, someday I'd like to get these bolts removed from my neck. And it's like, who are these people? How do they make these calls? And then how do you get from what they're asserting to $3? I have no idea. But I don't know how that ties in with the sense of urgency with Noto. But guys, I'm all over the place. It's way past my bedtime. Um, I'm gonna see if anybody's still here. Take one more look at this chat. Yeah, stick figure picture man. You know I'm FG Chow. Yeah, I don't think anybody's really watching this live stream, and for good reason. It is a real turd. Yeah, there's like 30 people here. I'm gonna probably bail out of this thing really quick, but I wanted to basically talk to you guys a little bit about sort of the institutions that are coming in. It's not just ARK, it's not just Geo Capital buying a million shares, it's not just buying, but guys, the smart money is lining up. And yes, they haven't necessarily rushed in yet. But if you look at Vanguard, they own 8% of the company. SoftBank still owns 5% of the company. You really like to see BlackRock, guys. They own 4% of the company. Silver Lake 3, Qatar Investment Authority, that's a sovereign wealth fund. 2%, Two Sigma Investments. I'm not sure who they are. That might be Chamliss Flim Flam operation. State Street 1, Geode 1. Then you get Noto himself owns 3/4% of the entire company, and he's put a lot of his own capital. Those aren't all free compensated shares. And then you get into this second tier of stockholders. This is really a who's who of this investment community, and these are probably some of the people flipping to pure long. Morgan Stanley, Carl Schwab, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all have anywhere from 4 to 5 million shares. Northern Trust, Excel Partners, GPI, and then you get into the Susquehannas, the Bank of America, 2 million shares, BNY, and Goldman Sachs again, and then some of the retirement funds, Wells Fargo, and these numbers. We haven't really seen the Q. We haven't seen all the Q3 numbers. We haven't seen any of the Q4 numbers. I think when we see these filings, we're going to be surprised how many institutions are actually coming into the stock. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I'm taking a look at the order book. If anyone cares, I know it's obviously this is overnight, but there's nothing going on right now. But calls are winning, bulls are overwhelming the bears. The bears are eating their own, and basically, what they're doing is not working. If you look after hours, guys, there was the final trade was 10,000 shares at $8.09. Not incredibly meaningful, but after hours there were, I think, 700,000 shares traded. Pretty strong volume actually. Yeah, 695,000 shares traded, up 13 cents to $8.09. After hours low 796, after hours high $8.10. Now, what do we expect to happen tomorrow, folks? It's, of course, I'm completely speculating. Very, very hard to say. On a Wednesday, we'd expect volume to be low. I think the opposite happens. I think this is where they're going to make their move. I think this is where they're going to either go long, try to get into some call options, pump some call options. They don't have the puts are not very bearish, and there aren't very many of them. They don't have that stack of puts down at 5. They don't. They're just There's absolutely no appetite. I don't even think people are talking about pushing the stock back down to 6. Where's the evidence, guys? I'm not seeing it. I don't think any retail investors have sold since 825. And people want to talk about key levels. Of course, everybody has their own ideas about levels. I'm going to tell you some key levels. First, the stock's going to break through 825. I believe this week. I don't believe there's enough calls to warrant trying to keep it there and shorting the stock any further. I don't think, as I said, I don't think they have the minerals to do it. Then I think we're looking at $9.16, then $10.22, finally 14.04, which really coincides with my 13.75 price target once they achieve gap net profitability. People are asking me constantly, do I play options? Why don't you talk about options? Why don't you teach about I just don't know enough about options to try to teach people about it. What I always say is, sell options, don't buy options. Don't buy these short-term calls. Of course, sometimes I do break my own rules. And there's two ways that I think make sense to play options. Intraday, which is sort of using it as an abridged shorthand day trading strategy that you hold for 30 minutes or an hour between the intraday low and as high as you can comfortably stomach it. And the other one is at least through one ER, preferably 6 months. Also some leaps. I have some 2025 leaps. I have basically all the dates, all different strikes, all the bullish options. I just have, hundreds and hundreds of different options, probably thousands of different contracts. But if you're looking for a fun way to spend the day and just for fun and profit, this is one way to do it. This is just something I bought today, and this was super obvious to me. I bought this I bought this here. I bought these right here at $7.81. So that would have been right in the middle of the day. And basically, I think I paid, I don't know, whatever I paid, 12 cents or something, and they're, 20 cents. So I'm up 40% intraday, 40% within the day. And I could have sold these for, 43% profit, but I just wanted to show you guys the trade. I wouldn't be able to screenshot or whatever, but these are very, very easy. If you look at this chart, you know the SoFi daily as well as I do. Another one, just an example, guys, of when they push it down to like $7. Grab some calls. These are not leaps, but they're not short term. These are March 2024 calls, $9 calls, giving myself plenty of room. I'm up 94% on this little position. And I have these every week. I have these at 850. I have these at 950. They're all up like this, guys. I mean, I'm making 40% in one day. I'm making 100% in a month. I'm doing this over and over again. People are like, well, why don't you teach a strategy? Why don't you? Because I don't have a strategy. I look at the chart, I look what's going on days when I have time to follow along, and I look at them push the chart down. I mean, guys, do you have a brain in your fucking head? Do you have a brain in your head? I mean, look at what they're doing. Look at this daily. Can you look at this and not see that this is completely artificial and is not sustainable and this is what's going to happen? Action, reaction. Right from here, you're at 781 to 793, back up to 8, you're up 45%. You're up 42 to 45%. And this takes you from, 1246 to, I don't know, where I was going to sell was 240. So 2 hours, I would have been up 42%. Even in 1 hour, I could have been up almost 30%. I mean, this stuff's easy if you look at these daily charts. This price action is insane. It's insanely predictable. This is what the smart money does. They don't sit in these options like lemmings until Friday and let them kill them and go, oh, I should have sold. I should have sold when I was up 40%. No shit, Sherlock. Take your losses like a man because you're stupid. You're weak. I was passed over. You're my kid brother. How do you think that makes me feel? Shut up, Fredo. Shut up, Fredo. Anyway, guys, this live stream is kind of doing a lot of nothing, but I just want to show you that these options plays are not that hard. They're not, everybody wants like, oh, strangles, straddles, this, that strategy. Another way to play it is just to understand the price action and use it to your advantage when the mechanics push this thing around. Don't push against them. You use the Tao of Pooh. Like just yield, just go with them. Don't swim upstream, swim with the stream and make money while you're drifting along. Fa la 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 la. Guys, I don't know if anybody else has anything interesting. Pretty much winding down, but let's see. Good evening, Danny. Godfather reference, Billy Jack. TJ owns tons of SoFi. TJ the Wheel Deal, a little 500,000 shares. Yeah, well, but that's still you there's some weight to throw around there at that level. That's a shit ton. Keegan Mullins going to bed. Hello and welcome, welcome and hello, Keegan Mullins, my Irish friend. Hello and welcome, welcome, hello, hello and welcome. Good evening, welcome, hello. Cash secured puts, covered calls. Flint Creek Soap Company. Love playing options. Help me trade more intelligence. Certainly keep you on your toes. Fonz G, you're smart. Mopar for life. What about 10x? Yeah, 10x. I don't know why people are so worried about 10x. I think compliance could be part of a deal. They put out this news of an offer. What I don't like is Roth. Roth Capital is like they got a shit deal last time. They basically sold what 80% of the company for $15 million. Why wouldn't you engage someone else? Why don't they just got this new guy, the new professor from Georgia Tech or wherever the hell he's from, Javid Butler. This guy's an absolute rock star. He's one of the best in the field. He's one of the best in the field in these transplants in the entire United States, in the entire world. Why aren't we able to parlay that into a deal? Why hasn't Dr. Stuart Rich been able to make anything happen? Where's Declan Dugan? Where's Declan Dugan, for God's sake? You guys don't follow 10X. Very frustrating. Idiotic penny stock. You would never, ever want to buy it. It is an absolute turd. I forbid you to buy that piece of shit. Anyway, guys, my name's DannyDealz, I think. I can't really remember. The stock is SoFi. Ticker symbol is SOFI. It is December 5th, 2023. It's 10:23 p.m. out here in beautiful dark Los Angeles. What's going to happen the rest of the week? Obviously, they want to kill those options at 8. However, they don't want to short anymore. And those two things are coming to a head. Those are mutually exclusive, guys. They're not getting any retail to dump. I don't think that, in the low eights. So they have to keep this thing around 820 if they can. And my sense is, the the smart money to me, if these options, if you have short-term calls, if they're up about 50%, if you push up around that 820 mark, just dump them. Just get out of there. Just take your profits. Just take those short-term profits. Um, yeah, I mean, 10X, they have a really, really good drug. If they just get their act together, they should be able to make some kind of deal. They have a layup P3 that could be done in 3 years. It's a really good drug. I just have to believe management just can't find their footing. They're just kind of going from offer to offer, proposal to proposal, just not getting anywhere, not gaining any traction, wasting a lot of time, getting locked up in bullshit. That's just my sense. They just are kind of rudderless. They don't have any money. They don't have any leverage. Probably any offers they're getting are just so terrible they just can't consider them. But even a terrible offer is better than another terrible offering. I mean, okay, so you dilute, you sell 90% of the company for 15 million bucks once. That was just at the beginning of the year. You're gonna do it again? I mean, what are you talking about? It's crazy, guys. Um, what is good that SoFi dropped crypto trading? Because they don't make any money from it, and because bank regulators hate it. Regulators in general, law enforcement, people, the DEA, the SEC, the FBI, they all hate these fucking crypto exchanges. Why do we want that stink on us? I don't see it. You can do crypto. The way to do crypto is cold storage wallets or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know crypto schmipto. I just, I have a little bit of Bitcoin. I went in and out in the hysteria and the COVID when everybody was doing crypto. I had someone, when SoFi liquidated, they made me sell my two Doge coins or whatever. I was like a Tesla fanboy following Elon around like a puppy dog. Um, oh my God, I was a complete douche. Very, very sad. Anyway, guys, that's my opinion. I think it's good that they just got out in front of it. I think the government was going to really twist their arm and make them do it eventually anyway. So, guys, we'll see what the SoFi stock does tomorrow. I think we're going to end the week. Oh, somewhere around the 830 mark. I think the options are going to print, but not excessively so. The shorts will let go just a little bit, and I think institutions push in more next week and the following week. But I think we do see institutions buying heavily from mid-December through late December. I don't think it's all going to be January. I think shorts are going to turn and start eating their own during that time period, and we're really going to see some pressure on the short come January. You guys let me know what you think. I'll try to join you for another video tomorrow if at all possible. Certainly have a lot of work to do, so I can't guarantee anything, but I appreciate those of you who joined me on tonight's live stream. Anyone who chooses to rewatch the show on your own time, really appreciate it. Again, thanks for watching. It's DannyDealz. It's un poco mas.